Welcome back to the final episode of Agents of the Fourth Season. So we ended off the previous episode on what I hope to be a bit more of a positive note, right? We had a lot of big confrontations happening, and I really want to see how this is gonna go here. Obviously, we had some really shocking stuff happening in the previous episode as well, with the entire Agent of Autumn, right? Not Autumn, Summer. That was insane, but we did get Nadeshko back, right? So we got her back, which was cool to see. But yeah, let's see how this show is going to wrap up in this season or this episode here. And of course, as always, I'm gonna give my full thoughts on the season at the end of this episode. But for now, if you wanna watch this, Uncut Blood as well as on Patreon in the description. And let's go into Agents of the Four Seasons, episode 14. Nice. Ugh. Ugh. What? What? That is not what I expected. She's bait. Yeah, she's bait. She's baiting. Nice. Clutch. Nice. Yeah, I had to protect Hinagiko. Yeah. It's gonna feel bad though. That is a hard ask. Yeah. I mean, it's a dangerous plan though. So using themselves as bait. Wow, we don't get to see that often. Using her authority.
協力の要請をいたします。一人ではできません。少しでも多くの命を守る、そのお手伝いをしてください。お願いいたします。拝命いたしました。
Yep. Nice. Nice job convincing her.
もういいわ、行きましょう。
Oh boy.
こんな罠どうせただの子供魂よ。釣られてあげようじゃない。早くあの子に会いたいもの。
God, I just hope we end the season by defeating her.
ひなぎく様も怖いですよね。でもみんな逃げられるまでは、ひなぎく、さくらがいれば強くなれる。強くなるの。
Oh,
だからお願い。
the evacuation is going on, so the plan is working.
いついかなる時も私はあなたを守ります。そして二人で生きる。大丈夫。
The plan is working.
私たち二人なら。背が伸びたわね。大人っぽくなっててお母さん嬉しいわ。その服は趣味じゃないけど。ひなぎくはこの服が一番好き。さくらが一生懸命選んでくれたから。前のはみすずさんに着せられた。
Nice. She's not gonna like this. Tell her.
放題じゃない。その割に攻撃してこないのね。そう、分かってるのね。爆弾があるってこと。
あいつら爆破計画のことまで。
誰がバラしたのかしら。いやね。
Oopsie.
でもむしろ好都合だわ。
Ooh. Hopefully, people manage to evacuate.
今のはテストね。
Okay.
同じものを建物中に仕掛けてあるわ。全部爆発させたらどうなっちゃうかしら。ああ、これを壊しても無駄よ。その瞬間に爆発しちゃう。解除は私しかできないから、私を殺してもゲームオーバー。
Yeah.
おとなしく私の言うことすればいいのよ。お互い火星はなしね。お話ししましょう、ひなぎく。なーに？桜の木で刺す？できないわよね。そんなことしたらあなたのせいで大勢死んじゃうもの。帰ってきなさい。そしたら爆弾を解除してあげる。
What's the play here? What is the play? How do we play this?
どうしてそんなに
She's the range, that's why.
こだわるの？はあ？どうしてって。欲しかった。誰かを守るための姿が隣にいて欲しかった。私の人生にこういう存在が。
So we just took it from someone else's life?
だってあなたは私の娘でしょ。だから誰
Yucky.
かを代わりにする。
Yikes.
みすずさんの何か解決するの？勝手に重ねないで。ひなぎくはあなたの娘じゃない。もう放っておいて。誰も
Yo, the eye! Holy!
それがみすずさんのためになっても。しないで。そんなことするの。どうしてそんなことするの？
Yeah, this is very dangerous. She has a gun.
私はね、
The only reason she's not killing you is because she thinks you're her daughter.
ならないから立場を変えたの。他人が私にしてきたことを私が他人にし くなる。そう思っていた。憎しみを捨ててしまえば刃になれない。私には必要なんだ。刃になれなければ守れない。でも戦うの。私の神様が先へ進むと決めた。
Yeah?
だから私がより良い世界を作ってあげる。大公社の力を持って困っている人のために役立てるべきなのよ。助けを求めている人たちがいるのになぜ無視するの。あなたの言ってることは子供のだだよ。そんな生ぬるい祈り私には全く響かない。もうすぐあっちも肩がつく。あの子を生かしてほしかったら
Damn!
友達が大事だよ。言うことを聞きなさい、イダイ君。
Jesus, the voice acting is insane though.
作戦とは言えませんが、私たちの
Okay, let's hear it. I was wondering what the plan is.
耐え忍び、戦機を待つ。そうです。
Oh,
たとえ
that's very rudimentary.
生きていれば必ずいつかは。さあ、お友達がどんどんボロボロになるわよ。おとなしく従いなさい。何笑ってるのよ。バカにしてるの。寒くなってきたね。ああ、ひなぎくは
Oh. Oh, he's there. He's here. He's here. He's here.
信じましょう、ひなぎく様。
He's here. They're here.
必ず
Yep. Let's go. Yeah. Epic. Epic. Oh boy.
大紅茶。
Nice. Nice. Yeah, she needs to be punished for what she did.
ひなぎくたちの勝ちだよ。爆弾解除。
Yeah, also she needs to disarm the bombs. That's it as well. She's not gonna do it though. God, what a disgusting
解除する方法なんか。
laugh. Uh-oh.
俺が誰だか忘れたのか。
He's so cool. What? What? He just throws all of the bombs over? So there's not gonna be any damage, I'm guessing, if when they explode. Wait, he disarmed them. That go.
いつまでも10年前と同じ無力な子供だと思うなよ。
He's the best. He is the best. He's actually the coolest. This is way too quick of a way for her to go. Oh. They caught her. Caught them. It's both of them, right? Yeah, it's both Hinagiku and Rosa, it looks. Ha. Here we go, finally face to face. We've been waiting for this.
大丈夫か。よく
What a guy. What a guy. The animation in this episode is really good as well. Like, it's definitely more animated than the previous episodes. Yeah.
さくら
Huh.
だよな。その大きくなったな。
She can't take it. Ah, this is the meeting here as well. Give them some time.
ひなぎくん。ひなぎくん。俺は敵じゃない。冬の対向車、缶椿老星だ。事情は聞いている。心が違うんだろう。でも、記憶はあると聞いている。氷の花、覚えてないか？一緒にたくさん遊んだ。お前に助けてもらって。
The difference between Rose and
大人になれた。
the guy. I'm blanking on the name right now. Aw. The difference is astronomical.
守ったのは
Mm.
ひなぎくんじゃなくて死んでしまったあの子。妖精様生きてて嬉しい。だけどこの嬉しいはひなぎくんのものじゃない。本当はあの子のもの。前のひなぎくんね。老星様のこと好きだったの。
Mm.
あの子を返してあげられなくてごめんね。耐え忍び戦機を待つの。これはあの子のもの。お前が好きなんだよ。あの子のもの。私ね、すごくいい子にしてたんだよ。頑張ったの。生きたよ。あの子のもの。ええ、知ってるわ、ひなぎくん。母様は見てたもの。ずっと。この夢もこの言葉もみんなあの子のもの。私はあの子を
That's very interesting.
返してあげられ
We know that she feels this way, right? We've seen it plenty of
帰ってき
times.
てくれて。俺はすごく嬉しいんだ。伝えてくれてありがとう。俺もずっと好きだったんだ。返事を届けてくれて嬉しい。だから泣かないでくれ。助けに来たぞ。
What a
大
guy.
丈夫だ。
What a guy.
ひなぎくん違うの。
ああ、わかってる。だけど君は俺が好きだった女の子を最後まで見届けて守ってくれていた人だろう。それに俺たちは一緒だ。あの子の思い出を持ってる。俺はあの子をずっと好きだったけど、それが君の帰りを喜ばないことにはならないよ。戻ってきてくれてありがとう。生きていてくれてありがとう。
That's the thing. That's what she had to say.
君に会いたかった。ずっと。君は俺の春だ。もう君を誰にも奪わせないし、傷つけさせない。おかえり、ひなぎくん。
Those are the perfect things to say. He was being so careful with what to say, and I think he chose the right words there. What a guy.
あと任せてもいい？
What?
ひなぎくん、大変な役目をごめんね。もう少し頑張ってもらってもいい？これは夢。よろしくね、ひなぎくん。本当じゃない。わかってる。だけど、ひなぎくん、頑張れ。
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. That was big.
以上をもって黎明20年度指揮官
What a moment, man. What a moment. We've been building up to that moment for the basically entire show at this point.
春夏秋冬と季節が巡り、豊穣と安寧が大地にもたらされんことを願
And this also kind of feels like just the end of the story.
私踊り一回間違っちゃっ
It feels like a very satisfying way to end the story.
たねよって言ったのに。
すみません。昨日俺が止めていれば。
私が悪いのよ。カードを最初にやりましょうって言ったの。私なんですもの。次は絶対負けないから。そんな。
ひな、足元を気をつけて
ひな
な。
何がひなだ。
ひな。
お前だけの特別な愛称でひなぎく様を呼ぶな。さては私へのマウントか。ひなぎくが前と違うの気にするからローセ様、じゃあひなって呼ぶ。
Makes sense, right? To differentiate.
ひな、無駄だ。全部わかってるくせに拗ねてるんだ、こいつは。
大体護衛官の私を差し置いてエスコートまで何様のつもりだ。
だから事前に許可取っただろ。お前ほんと俺には態度悪いよな。伊手町には優しくしてるくせに。優しくしてくれているのか。光栄だな。
God, I love Rose and Techo.
少し散歩してくれ。
Yeah, they're my favorites. They're great. They're such a vibe. Oh, what? It's the ending playing.
ローセ、あからさまですね。ひなぎく様に惚れているでしょ。隠す気がない。お答えになるのですか。
Hmm.
歓迎はしませんが、反対もしませんよ。さくら、ひなぎく。
Aww.
様、好きだよ。でもね、どんなに好きな男の子がいたってね、ひなぎくが世界一愛おしい女の子は
Aww.
さくらだって決まってるの。ひなぎく様、大好きだよ。さくら。来年も再来年も私たちで
That's nice. That's a nice way to put it, right?
二人ならきっとできます。
That's a nice way to put it to quell her worries.
ご安心くださいませ。春の権限、見事果たしてみせましょう。
Nice. Our story begins again from there. This feels like, wow, that's just the end, huh? This feels like a really good and satisfying ending to the entire story, right? I don't think we have many, if any, plot holes left or like plot developments left open, right? I guess we could talk more about what happened to, you know, Misazu and stuff like that, but I feel like we can just kind of like assume what happened to them, right? They just got taken in. So, and, you know, punished, whatever. So I feel like this is just a very satisfying way to wrap this all up. Hinagiko was able to move on with her life, accept more of herself as she is, right? Because also Rose accepted her as a different person, but also as someone that he loves, right? As Hina. So that's just, I think, a really, really cool way to wrap it all up here, right? So, what a way to end this arc, man, and to end this season here. So, I want to talk about the entirety of the show, and like my thoughts on it and stuff like that. So, first of all, like the, I guess, more technical side of things, animation, absolutely stunning, of course, Studio Wit, absolutely knocked it out of the park. I never for a second doubted that they weren't, like, I never thought that they wouldn't do it, so I never doubted them for a second. So yeah, they ended up pulling up, and it looks fantastic, right? So especially this final episode here, I feel like even more so than the previous ones, it was a lot more animated and stuff. They really went all out with this one here. And then the music by Kensuke Ushio is fantastic. The OST, right? Of course, Kensuke Ushio is a fantastic composer, so once again, no surprise that the OST ended up being as good as it is. Then one big thing that I really liked in this show is the voice acting. All of the voice acting is fantastic, right? Is it Yoshino Aoyama who voices Sakura? I think so. I mean, like, I feel like at this point everyone kind of knows, like, Yoshino Aoyama has made such a big name for herself in the past like 2-3 years, that everyone knows that she's like an incredible VA. And yeah, as Sakura here, she did such an incredible job. At least I believe it's Yoshino Aoyama. I hope I'm not mistaking it with someone else, but whatever. So yeah, incredible voice acting for Hinagiku as well. Absolutely love Hinagiku's VA, right? She did such an amazing job in this role here. And then when it comes to the story, it's a really interesting story. I haven't seen this kind of trauma being dealt with in this kind of way in a story, right? I didn't think this was where it was gonna go from episode 1. I thought it was gonna be more so dealing with, like, helping other people with their problems, kind of similar to Violet Evergarden, because it is obviously the same author. So I was thinking it's gonna go in that direction, where we go around helping other people with their problems, while there's also like a bit of an internal struggle within Hinagiku. But no, it was, after episode 1, kind of turned fully into purely being about Hinagiku and her internal trauma and stuff like that, right? And the people around her who were directly affected by that trauma as well, or by that event in the past. So I think it was really interesting to see. And also, obviously, tackling the entire DID side of things is very interesting, right? Or I don't know if technically it would be DID. I haven't heard, I don't know if it's possible for DID to actually, or by DID I mean dissociative identity disorder. I don't know if it's possible for you to have memories from a different alter. I'm not knowledgeable enough on the DID subject, but whatever it is, you don't get to see that kind of trauma response often, or if any, at any point in anime. So it was cool seeing it be explored in this direction here, and this in this detailed of a manner, right? So I think it was done really well. Really like that. I really like how also characters are very flawed, like I've talked about this before. I like how Sakura acknowledges her flaws, but she says that she kind of needs to be this way because it's kind of like her way of coping and stuff for some of the things that they talked about previously. So I think it's just really well written in that direction. I will say, I do think my favorite episode by far is episode 1, which is always, can be a bit unfortunate. And as I said, I do think that episode 1 was by far my favorite, because I did hope that was gonna go in a more direction of, traveling around and helping other people out, as opposed to it being purely about Hinagiku and the directly people around her. But still, as I said, still very good, very well done story. I will say one thing that I wish there was less of, because I think was the least interesting part of the show for me personally, is just the action. I think whenever the action was, like, I feel like there was so much action. Every single episode had so much action in it. It felt more like an action show at points, and I get why they put it in there, right? It obviously plays a big role in the entire trauma and stuff, so it's important for it. But I do think that that was the part that took me out of it the most oftentimes, like when they would just drop bombs on people and like just shoot them up and stuff. That would be taking me out of the story a bit, but it's not a huge deal. I just wish there was less action in it, and it was more focused on the dialogue and, on that kind of thing, as opposed to the action being there. Even when there was dialogue, oftentimes it was during like action scenes, or like during shootouts and stuff like that, so intense scenes. I kind of wish we got more downtime between the action scenes. Maybe one action scene every now and again, right? And once again, comparing it to Violet Evergarden, those were also my least favorite parts of Violet Evergarden, were the action scenes in it right towards the end of the season. So I guess it kind of checks out. So yeah, either way though, really fun show though. I don't know if there is anything left to adapt, or if there is going to be any like kind of new season 2 of it. I'm not sure. I would be down for it, but as I said, I do think that it kind of ended in a really good way here. I think it ended in a way where I'm satisfied with this kind of ending, even if it is the end of the actual story here. But I don't know. Either way though, we'll see. Only time will tell. So thank you guys for joining me on this adventure. It's been a fun one, but for now I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.